How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm looking for, maybe I left it. Might have left it. Okay, I was looking for your outcome tracking document because you um one of your emails said you wanted to go over particular indicators.
Hmm.
Um, so I thought I printed it, but I don't think I did because I don't see it in my material, so I'll need you to bring it up.
Um,
Is that where you wanted to start today? That may not even be what you wanted to look at. What did you want to look at?
yeah, that's what I was wanting to look at. I don't really actually have it. Let me see. Hold on for a second.
Or did you just want, let me hold on like you asked.
Um,
I was going to ask you a dumb question.
what's that?
I figured it out.
Hmm.
I figured it out. I couldn't figure out whose BDTI I was reading, whose reflection, and
Oh, okay.
then I figured out.
So you want me to share it or you found it?
Yeah, let's share it and then let's go over each one of these.
Okay.
Because some of these I know you have. It's just the language that I think is throwing you off.
Yeah. Can you see it or you want me to make it look
Oh, no,
larger?
the actual tracking document. I do have that in front of me.
Oh, the document. I'm sorry. Let's see. Let me unshare this one.
Can't believe I didn't know I printed it.
Okay. Okay. Share this one. Okay.
Okay,
Can you see it?
I sure can. So you
Okay.
want to start with
That
2A7?
yeah.
Okay,
This is not something that happened recently, but I'm just trying to see if I'm on the lines of where I need to be.
okay,
This particular one. Um, you want me to read it?
yes.
Okay. Says growing age. I don't understand a lot about people who are from the goth culture. I am learning and growing in that area. I don't want to be insensitive. I am aware of the deficit with this population.
Mm,
So I was asked to perform a marriage ceremony for someone who was an atheist and goth. She had asked a few pastors and they had declined, telling her that getting married on Halloween and using skulls as centerpieces and wearing all black, let's see, hold on, was evil. She asked me, and I said I would. Just because I didn't understand her culture, it wouldn't be fair. I wanted to be sensitive to her plight. She asked me to do the Lord's Prayer, so I was hopeful about that. I was judged harshly by some of her friends and pastors. I thought about the biblical narrative of the Good Samaritan and the pastor crossed to the other side instead of helping and offering care.
okay. Where, so when you see,
I mean, we don't have to use this. That's just the one I could think of. I can't think of a situation that I need to use with
where's
this.
the where's the intercultural and interreligious humility for you in this? Scroll a
Um,
little bit for me.
Scroll up,
Yes, please. I meant scroll down.
down. Oh, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. That better, or you need more?
That's good. So, did you actually perform a marriage ceremony or did you just do the Lord's Prayer at the marriage?
No, I did the whole thing.
So, talk to me about how you talked with her about. what they were looking for in the marriage ceremony, what that meant to them, all of that kind of stuff. Because that would be the intercultural and interreligious humility, having that conversation and figuring out how you all could work together.
Mm. What do you mean, like, um, tell me what you mean. What do you want? What are you asking for?
You did the marriage. Did you walk in and use the marriage format that you use from your Christian context?
Yes. Yes, yeah, she wanted me to do that. She wanted me to do Lord's Prayer. I don't believe she's totally atheist. She might be, but um, cause she
Goth
at one of,
means atheist.
huh?
Goth means
No,
atheist.
she told me she was atheist and
Oh,
God.
okay.
Hmm.
So that conversation where you
Yeah.
all talked about her belief systems, her culture, that's the intercultural humility. That you had that
Okay.
conversation with her and you all together came up with what was going to be included in the ceremony. And even if it was not things you necessarily were completely familiar with or comfortable with, it's that conversation that is the humility. The humility is the interaction and exchange.
Okay. Oh, so do I have to reward this to say that? I have to reward.
Yeah, so that you're clear what the humility was. So you describe her as atheist and goth, and I get you're not atheist and you're not goth, and that other people didn't want to do it. Scroll down a little bit more. I'm trying to scroll the document. You scroll up.
Up or down? Down.
Up.
Up.
Sorry. So
Sorry.
she asked me, and I said that I would keep going. I said, whatever direction it is that lets me read the rest of it.
Okay.
Is that's down?
Down.
Okay, down. And she said I would, just because I didn't understand her culture, it wouldn't be fair. What does that mean?
Well, I thought that was judging her on the fact that she was from the goth culture, and she likes she likes, like I said, she likes a lot of skulls, crosses. She wears black and all that. Um, and I didn't think it would be fair for me to say no because I felt like I was missing out on opportunity, even to when I did the Christian vows or even when I prayed, because we did the Lord's Prayer plus she wanted me to pray as well, which I did pray as well. So that was three opportunities there, you know, to to support her with, she wanted to, some Christian things in there. So that was an
Okay.
opportunity for me to support.
Okay. So that was three opportunities for you to support her within your own cultural belief. That's
Right.
not intercultural
Oh,
humility. You're
okay.
showing up doing you. But the conversation you had with her, I still don't understand what you meant by not fair. But the conversation you had with her, that to me, I think that's where the intercultural piece comes. It just means listening to another culture, figuring, coming to a place of understanding, listening to the belief system or religion, in this case, or theology of another person and figuring out how you can come alongside that.
Okay.
So it's not how you can show up and be Christian, it's how you can show up and be a spiritual caregiver, even though you're not atheist and you're not goth.
Okay.
Did you wear black?
No, I did not wear black. She
Well, how
wanted, I
did
mean,
you, well, what, go ahead, tell me about it. I'm very curious.
oh no, I mean, she wanted me to wear the white robe, and I wore the white robe. But everything was like on the walls that had cross, I mean, skulls and all that stuff. Every centerpiece on the table was the same way. Um, I think her bridesmaid, they had all black too, and it was like lace or something. I mean, um, I don't know. I just felt like I should do it. I felt like, you know, telling her no would have, I wouldn't have, I mean, I didn't feel like it was the right thing to tell her no. So
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know.
And then as you and her planned, Was there anything she asked you to do besides being in a setting that, was not, uh, that was different for you, from your from your representative as a Christian clergy?
No, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Okay. What was her plight that you were being sensitive to?
I guess she had got turned down by like three pastors and um
Because,
because they didn't want to, they thought it was evil.
okay. So you would write that. She asked me to do the Lord's Prayer. I wanted to be sensitive to her plight. Her plight is other pastors turned her down because of her cultural perspective, because of her religious belief. But you didn't allow that to cause you to turn her down. It's not the she got turned down, so you decided I gotta help her. You decided you got, I'm clarifying that you decide why you decided to help her. Is it because you felt sorry for her or because you wanted this intercultural opportunity and interreligious opportunity and experience with her?
Um, I think I wanted the experience um and I, I've known her and I don't, she's not like, I mean, I don't know, people just because how she dressed and stuff like that. I know a lot of people who are goth and they worked with me at Walmart, and one girl in particular, me and her was standing beside each other. She had her stuff on, and a lady walked by and said, you know, you need to find Jesus. She didn't even know the girl, and the girl got upset. She was like, I know Jesus. I go to church. What are you talking about? So I don't know. People
Okay.
just, you look at people and you just judge them because you think that you know who they are. Um,
Okay.
and I felt like they were judging her based on that, and I don't know.
All right.
I don't really have a great answer, I guess, but
So
I
you do
just,
have a great answer. Intercultural and interreligious humility are something you demonstrated because you met her where she was. You didn't judge her by her clothes. You didn't judge her by her theological perspective. You offered her your spirit, your presence as a faith leader. You presided over the service. The things she asked you to do were Christian, which is not inconsistent with her goth identity.
right.
Interesting relative to her confession of being an atheist. But um, so no, this does demonstrate it. But intercultural humility and intercultural religious and cultural interreligious humility and intercultural humility are not necessarily demonstrated because you felt sorry for her or because she had a plight or because she was rejected.
Mm.
That's different. You
Oh, okay.
demonstrated the humility by the way you interacted with her. You didn't judge her. You came alongside her. You came to the service, even though it was going to be an environment you weren't necessarily wanting to be in. Even knowing that others would judge you, you didn't let that stop. So that's the way in which you demonstrated intercultural and interreligious humility. So I would say just add a few lines that emphasize that, because right here
Okay.
it sounds like you felt sorry for her. So yeah, I'm gonna help you out, which is when you talk about it, I hear that so much more happened. Did
Yeah.
you stay for the dinner or reception?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good. It wasn't, I mean, like I said, it wasn't
Did y'all,
anything like, evil or nothing. It was just,
no?
you
Did you
know,
have
people.
punch or blood to drink? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, good. I love that. That's all that is intercultural humility. That you stayed, you fellowshiped with them, all of that stuff. You
Yeah.
drank the punch and ate the cake or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I should not be joking. That's not funny. That's a lack of intercultural sensitivity. Okay, let's do the next one. Good job.
Thank you. Um, I think it's, I
Two
don't,
A
I think I did.
13. Two A
Hmm.
2A
13.
13.
Okay.
I have that sheet, the other sheet in front of me.
Okay. So I haven't addressed this one because I don't really understand it.
Okay. So demonstrate one's ability to use spiritual resources. Do you know what spiritual resources are?
Um, is it like praying and all that stuff, or
Prayer,
I mean,
scripture, meditation, yoga, silence, rituals, liturgy, all of those things are types of spiritual resources.
okay,
Okay. Demonstrates one's ability to use spiritual resources in addressing spiritual and organizational well-being.
I don't know what that means.
So, organizational well-being, the organization context for you, local could be your church,
Mm-hmm.
could also be your conference,
Mm-hmm.
and their spiritual and organizational well-being just talks about the well-being of people at that level. So you assess the spiritual well-being of your church, of everyone having trauma, and you wanted to do something around trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you assessed the spiritual well-being of the African American clergy of all having trauma and that they would benefit from trauma-informed care skills. So you're working on a project for that. And your spiritual assessment led you to see the role of trauma. Your intervention has been the workshops you've constructed for each context.
Mm-hmm.
And then answer the question. So, how is that intervention going to help? Well, you already know how it helped from the church because you experienced it. And you
Okay.
can imagine how you expect it to help with the clergy as
Right.
you organize it. And that covers it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes,
Good.
it does.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. A14. Okay.
Demonstrate how one's interventions address the assessed spiritual needs and strengths.
So let's talk about what you assess as the spiritual need of either you could do the project or you could do the golf AC wedding. You could do either one. Let's let one do the project.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah.
Okay. So what was your intervention?
For the project, to have the event for one, to have a therapist there, to um I guess do the birth right near birth the birth right whatever the
With narrative.
narrative. Yeah.
Okay. So
Um
the assessment was the need for that particular care. The
mhm,
intervention was the workshop that included having a professional therapist present, a small group, uh,
mhm.
food, and a limited time. So those were all your interventions. How did each one of those address the things you assessed? The therapist, because you assessed there may be need for a professional present because they had trauma-informed issues that they would come up in talking about their birth narrative. So that's how that addressed that. How
Okay.
did the limited time, why did you choose to not have it 12 hours, but instead more like two? What was
Um,
going on there?
well, because for one, the people's time on Saturdays. Well, I view Saturdays as a precious time for myself. So, um, and I feel like I was trying to be considerate of their time so that they can, if they work all week, at least they can have some of their Saturday, to do what they want to do.
Connect why 2 hours relative to what you assessed to be the need, not your hospitality. That was hospitality on your part and sensitivity.
So I'm not sure then.
You assess the need was to talk about their birth narrative and trauma-informed in a trauma-informed way. You
Right.
assess that it needed to be in community. not
Right.
individuals.
Right.
So the what the intervention was to do something in community because it
Okay.
deals with trauma, you knew spending a long time doing it would re-traumatize them. So
Okay.
you tried to make limited exposure, have a beginning and an end. And out of trauma-informed care, that's one of the things you do. You're careful to not overdo something. So you'll notice, I hope you've noticed,
Mm-hmm.
even when we're in discussion in group, I may push someone a little bit and then I'll stop because I don't want to just keep going. It's not therapy. I ain't trying to break them out and get them on the couch and break them down to tears in
Mm-hmm.
group, right? So you just push to a certain, you keep clarifying, you keep pointing out, and then you stop because you realize, hey, this is a difficult topic for whatever reason. Okay. So that's a connection between what you observe and
Mm-hmm.
what you did. And one of the strengths that I recall from your project
Mm-hmm.
was the fact that they showed up. It showed their commitment to getting well and doing things together, their commitment to being community. Because they could have easily said to you, oh, no, Pastor, and nobody could have come. But
Right.
leaders had a commitment to community and a commitment to being leaders. And I thought that was beautiful. And then the fact that they talked,
Mm-hmm.
they were really committed to their own wellness because they participate. So
Right.
that's some of the strengths too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, take the next one, which is 15. Would you read that one?
Um, Demonstrate the ability to document when one provides spiritual care as appropriate to one's context. Documenting is not entirely new to me. However, as I provided spiritual care, which is a new endeavor, I am learning how to navigate these unfamiliar waters. JH is a member of the church and he is experiencing some mental health challenges, and he does not have any relatives who can help him. While going through this crisis over the past month or so, I have had to document his behaviors and contact adult protective services because he's behaving in a manner that could put himself and others in danger. Without the documentation, APS would not have been able to help me or him.
Very good. How did you document his behaviors?
When he had started emailing the bishop, I started documenting the things he was doing at church, or the things that I would see him do. Like if I would go in a community and see him doing things, I would document those behaviors and have them.
What do you mean by document
Um,
those
I,
behaviors?
I would keep it in my phone. I'll get it,
Right.
put it in my phone and
So you,
document it.
so you created a document and
Yeah,
date, time,
right, right,
incident, date,
right,
time, incident, witnesses.
right.
I'm asking because you just,
Yes,
there you
yes,
go. So
yes.
add that. I would
Okay,
document his behaviors in the following way. I would know I created a document on my phone with the date of the incident, a description of the incident, the time of the incident, and important witnesses. Very good. And that answers that one.
yeah. Actually, a church member, she kept telling me I needed to do it a long time ago, but I didn't. But
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
oh, I'm sure there's an outcome for this confession of delay. Very good. Go to the next one, which is document was 15. The next one on the list is 16, 16, 17, 18. Oh,
Demonstrate one's ability to use the clinical method of learning, collaboratively, and creatively.
okay, let's break it down. What's the clinical method of learning?
I'm still not clear on it. I don't know. I mean, I try my best with it, but I'm not. It's what I guess it's what we learn. If we're doing something, I guess, and we learn something new and we change it or something.
That's close. The definition is in your
I
handbook,
don't.
and that's very close. And because that is in essence what it is, let's keep going. But the definition is in your handbook. It is the
Yeah, I've
doing
read
by
it, but it still doesn't. You know,
it's
I
the
don't know.
doing it's the learning by doing method. So you do something, like you visit a patient, you
Right.
document it, like you write up a verbatim or a weekly reflection.
Mm-hmm.
You reflect on your documentation, identifying your strengths and areas of growth and potential
Mm-hmm.
goals, something you'll do different. And then next time you do differently, even if it's not the same person or the exact
Okay.
same situation. So that's the clinical method of learning. That's learning by doing. That's it. So you
Okay.
got that down. So how have you been learning by doing collaboratively with other people and creatively?
I don't know.
I am not going to allow you to keep saying, I don't know. How have you been doing that method, given how I just defined it for you with other people?
Mm.
Lisa Moore,
I'm not having a good day.
you're not having a good day. We're doing it collaboratively right now. We're collaborating in CPE group. You collaborated, I imagine, in the clinical method of learning after you did the workshop with your church, when you met with a woman to talk about doing it for clergy, you shared with her some of your experience of doing it with church and decided you would do some things different with clergy. See, that was very creative, right? It's so that we did the verbatims. That's
Mm-hmm.
creative, but then you did the verbatim a different way, where instead of reading the whole document, you did key area, summary, whatever we did, and
Mm-hmm.
tried a new method. All of those are collaborative. You're doing it with other people, clinical method,
Mm-hmm.
and they're creative. You're doing something different.
Okay.
Can you say, I don't know?
I know.
Because that's it. Does it make sense now? Okay. All right, let's do the next one. You on a roll, girl. Oh, it's
Um,
not on there. C17.
I can.
Demonstrate knowledge of the history of clinical pastoral education. Oh, it's not on there because all you have to do for that one is go to the link that is the history of pastoral education and just read that 2 or 3 page document.
Mm-hmm.
Say that you've
That's.
say that you've read it and something that stuck out for you. It's like 2 or 3 pages, and it's on the ACPE website. But the
Mm-hmm.
truth is, you could just put in Google history of
Mm-hmm.
clinical pastoral education, Antoine. You don't even have to have his whole name, and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to pull that link up for you. And you
Okay.
read that little page. You say, I read this document on the ACP website. One thing that stuck out to me was, and what's one thing that stuck out to you? And that's that.
Okay.
You'll
All
demonstrate.
right.
Good. Okay, the 18. Oh, 18 is not up there either. Okay, demonstrate knowledge of ethical principles used in spiritual care context or ethical theories used in spiritual care context. This is really important for your board certification because
Mm-hmm.
often in board certification, when they talk about ethical principles or theories, they're thinking in a hospital context. And there are all sorts of traditional ethical principles in a hospital setting, like do the patient no harm, right?
Right.
Respect patient rights. But you're not in that kind of setting. So this gives you an opportunity, which is why they make it principles theories, to
Mm-hmm.
think about ethical theories that you use in your spiritual care. What are things, and we have talked about some, that you do and do often do not do out of your own ethics? And we'll go backwards and kind of name the theory.
Mm-hmm. Um. So one of my church members was in the hospital, and I had to go pick her up because she couldn't drive, but her car was there, but she couldn't drive. And they told me not to let her drive and make sure she got home. So when we got in the parking lot, she told me to take her to her car. and let her drive. And I knew she couldn't do that. And so I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that with good conscience because it would, to me, it would be unethical because maybe she'd get behind the wheel and she wrecked, and that would be on me, right? You know, if she died or something. And so I didn't do it, but she was upset with me about not doing it. So I didn't do it. I took her home, and it was like a maybe a 35, 40 minute drive. And I told her I'd bring her back the next day, but I think she turned around and had somebody take her back that same night, got her car.
Wow. Wow. So what was the ethical principle or theory?
Because I had to sign the paper saying that I was taking her, you know, she was released to me, I guess, and taking her, and I told them that I would not let her drive, and so
Very good. There you
that
go.
was that was, you know.
So it was legal. You signed a piece of paper. If you had that paper, you would see the language of the principle on there about
Hmm.
you're taking custody of her and
Hmm.
responsibility for her
Hmm.
safety.
Right.
That's a perfect example.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Another common one in your context is a theory or principle around confidentiality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, excellent. I
Okay.
love your example though. Very good. Okay, that covered them. 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Red was only on 7 and 15, but I'm glad we did all of them.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good. Anything else you want to cover today?
I just feel depressed today.
Talk to me. What's going on?
I don't know. It just came out of the blue, it seems like, but I don't know.
Just came out of the blue. Wow, stop your screen share.
I don't know. I don't know. But well, I came to the mountains to write, and the whole setup was just weird. They didn't have a table in the room. I'm like, how am I supposed to write without a table? And I don't know. I'm just, I guess I'm a perfectionist, and I want things the way I want them. And
Mhm.
I'm like, and then they couldn't accommodate me, so I got this little desk, just like you can't put your papers there, you can't do anything. So what, I don't know. In my mind, I need to be more, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, and
Well,
then
that's frustrating. Go
and I
ahead.
and I feel like it was a little bit of racism in there because this is all white county. What am I doing here? I don't know, but I'm here. And and then I looked at that movie that you were telling me on, one for class, and it was about racism, and I think it just put me over the edge.
Which one?
Um, The Great Divide or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of like I'm like, okay, I don't need this today. But anyway,
Yeah, talk about how,
yeah,
it's a good movie, but it is a tough topic.
yeah. But I don't know why. I haven't been
What?
depressed in years, so I don't know what's going on really.
What about the movie especially was unsettling for you?
Just all the constant racism. I mean, everything. Go back to where you live. I haven't looked at all of it, but I looked at enough of it. Um, they were looking at the bison. You shouldn't be here. Go back to you'll change things. Things will be different if you're here and all that. It's just it was. And then the mother, her experiences with racism in school, and I don't know. It's just like everybody was against them. They went to eat and they experienced the racism. And I feel some of that here where I'm at, because I mean I'm the only black person here, and you know, and I went to eat breakfast yesterday, and I'm like, not a black person in here, but you feel it because everybody's watching you, and even the kids look at you different, like, what are you doing here? So it's just overwhelming. Just it's a constant thing, a constant thing that you have to deal with. But why do we have to deal with it? yeah, it's in our DNA to be resilient because of it. But I'm tired of being resilient. I'm tired of it. It's it's frustrating.
Mm.
It's very frustrating. I don't know. It's just I don't know. So I guess that's where I'm at. I don't know.
It also sounds very painful.
It is, especially if you know you can't really fight it in certain situations. You really can't do anything about it. You just have to chill and um, not make a big stink about it. So I don't know. It's rough. And then it's getting worse. And then what you read on the news, what Trump is doing, he's taking away all these rights, he's doing all this, and it's just so much.
Hmm.
And I don't know why it's coming affecting me so much today because before I'm like, okay, it's what life is, but today I just can't deal with it. I don't know.
Well, you are especially isolated today. You're already in an isolating place, but you're at a whole nother level of isolation now.
Yeah.
And you went there to write. And this is writing for the church stuff.
Yeah, to become an elder, you know.
That brings
Mm.
up a whole lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially since black all the black people they have had to fight to even become an elder. It's not, and I think that's bothering me as well because I know so many people recently who just like they haven't even made it through because they keep picking at them and messing with them and just stuff that the white people do is okay, but when the black people do it, oh, you didn't attend this, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, and it's just, you know, it's I don't know, it just makes you want to walk away from it all.
Hmm.
I mean, it's got to be a different career out there.
Does it make you wonder what God has called you to?
Whew, I tell you, like, what are you doing, man? I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
I did not, especially in the churches and the people and they're fighting. I mean, you get them to a certain point and they're good and they're okay. Then something else comes out of the blue and I'm like, you know, I'm like, I have had 5 calls in the last 2 days. I mean, can I have some peace? You know,
Mm.
I don't know.
Wow. So you add that as well. And I can only imagine what comes up when you sit down to write in a system that isn't fair and you're trying to prove to them your worth, your
Right,
nation.
right.
Oh my goodness. That's
So
that's vulnerable.
yeah, and you just judge so harshly.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know.
It used to be twice as good, but now you gotta be three times as good to get half as far.
Yes. And even some of the guys are like, well, I didn't even do that part, and they passed me anyway. I'm like, of course, you're a white boy. What, yeah, you can do what you want and get past. And your dad's high in the conference, so of course, do what you do, you know.
But you don't
So,
say that, do you?
huh?
You don't say that to them, do you?
Sometimes,
Sometimes. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, good for you.
I don't care about that.
Good for you.
No, because that's what, and I do. I tell them, I said, you're a white male, and they know it too, because they say it. They know it. You know, they know it. Yeah.
That takes courage, though. I'm glad you do that because it maybe they'll begin to appreciate their white privilege, and then one day maybe they'll begin to figure out what they can do with it that is
And I
Christ-like.
think some of them are, because they have sat down and talked with me, and some of them are. And one guy told me he didn't think it was fair that I went through what I went through and blah blah blah. But I think I think in the work that they do in the community is proven that they're, you know, they are. One guy, he started a coffee shop in the church to help incarcerated men, and mostly it's black men, so that they can have a job when they get out and then transition to another job. And I looked on Facebook the other day, and they're at a convention in California, and I thought that was the greatest thing because some of those guys haven't been anywhere or done anything,
Mhm.
especially one little guy. I think he's probably like 18. He's real young, and but just for him to take the time to be able to do that and be with those guys and help them transition, um, I believe he is in my corner, you
Mhm.
know, because he's proven it through the work he's doing,
So that's encouraging.
It is. I don't know if I'm feeling sorry for myself today or not. I don't know. I'm just not in a good mood today, I guess. And
That's it's good that you
I,
can.
huh,
I said it's good that you can name it. Go ahead.
yeah. I just said, I guess, in rainy days, it's not good when you're depressed either. So that's not helpful. Because I was looking for yesterday was sun shining and I sat outside some, but today is just kind of dreary and rainy.
Mm-hmm. It's dreary here too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But thank you for listening. I feel better because I know I should talk to my family about it, but I don't like to talk about this stuff to my family, because I don't know. I just don't. So, but thank you.
I can identify with that. I used to talk to my family about my experiences at the church, and then I realized I was making them hate the church.
That's right. And you don't want that, because,
So I
you know,
stopped. Yeah.
yeah, you don't want that. And my son already doesn't go to church, so, I don't want to give him any more ammunition not to go, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
So
So
hope.
you do need safe places where you can say what you're feeling and somebody understands it,
Hmm.
doesn't judge you for it, and
Yeah.
also doesn't make decisions about their relationship with God based on it.
Right. Right. Because
It's
I can't tell the church members.
no,
Can't tell my white friends because they definitely don't understand. So, you know what I
right?
mean?
And
Uh,
it's both racism and sexism, and I imagine some classism.
it is, you know. I mean, but I mean, I've been a trooper for the last 6 years, and it's hard to be a trooper, by yourself and just do this stuff. It's been tough, you
Hmm.
know, being here and isolated from my family, and all the racism that I experienced, and even the woman that I go to bingo with, I was telling you about.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm beginning to think this woman just real. I don't know. She's like jealous or what. I mean, I cannot figure it out what it is with her. I just cannot seem to figure it out. But it's something, you know. I'm like, why do you want to go? Why don't you stay at home? You don't have to go, or whatever. Just, have your peace if you don't. So like I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
But I had a good visit on Sunday for some friends that are from Asheville. It's a couple who adopted two little black kids or whatever. But they came down and I had lunch with them, um and the little boy, he came and he talked to me. He was having a conversation with me, but and I talked with the mom and stuff. So it was a good day.
That's good. I'm glad you mixed some of that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I'm just frustrated about the situation with the room and all that stuff. And
Hmm.
I tried to go to um Starbucks, but my God, it was so cold in there. I like cold, but I couldn't concentrate. That's how cold it was. I was like, nope, I can't do this. So I had to leave. But
They want you to
I'm
drink
not,
more coffee.
I know that's what they're trying to get me to do. I'm like, no, I don't want no more coffee. But yeah, I've got a lot of work done though. Not the paper part because I can't concentrate on that, but I've got my final evaluation done.
Wow.
Um, I got my final project done. Um, I guess I'll finish looking at the movie, but not here. I'll have to go back home and look at it. It's too
Okay.
much, to do that. But and my paper for tomorrow, that's done.
Yeah,
I'm getting
I
ready to be
saw
finished
that.
with my sermon for Sunday. That's gonna be done. So, you know.
Wow, for a depressed woman, you sure got a lot of stuff done. Man, I managed to pop popcorn and flop down in front of Netflix. I gotta step up my game. Wow.
It I don't know. If I have a project or something to do, I'm gonna do it. I'm just driven that way to get it done. But yeah.
I was trying to drive you into the next unit. I'm starting to think, I'm starting to think she's right. You can do it. My goodness. That is quite a bit. And in the midst of it, now this self-awareness, you were pushing some stuff down. So there is a cost to it. And
Yeah,
sometimes it looks like being depressed.
yeah, yeah.
So when you say, I don't know where it came from, I'm like, seems seem like it came from a lot of places. And you did
Yeah,
a lot of work. And part of it was pushing it down.
yeah,
So I'm glad you're letting it come up now.
yeah.
The sun's probably gonna come out.
Oh no, it's 6:14,
I'm
so I
talking
don't
about
know.
where I am, not you.
Oh,
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 the sun's gonna come out now because Lisa feels better. But you can hear that, can't you, when you think about it? Like, wow.
mhm,
And
yeah,
then you got all these written in English competencies that you cannot understand, even though they're written in English, because you're still learning the language. See,
yeah,
which is normal. Which is normal.
yeah. I just feel kind of dumb in those areas, but I just sometimes I just can't I can't figure it out.
Hmm. But
But
once you do, then you got it. So if somebody else were to ask, I can't figure out what does this mean, you could say, okay, this is what I understand.
hmm
Now that you've had a chance to just talk it through. I mean, collaboratively and creatively. We didn't need the and creatively. It just said worked with other people, but we had to
right.
say collaboratively and creatively.
And that's what throws it off, when they have, you know, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So let me normalize that. It's not, there's another way to say it. We didn't have to
Right.
work with other people to fix a situation. Oh,
See, why come they can't be simple?
because it wouldn't be CPE. It's got to be CPE language for CPE.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like
true.
that document you're writing, you're also trying to write to the language and the style and the expectations of something that's not quite you,
That's right.
because they
And
didn't
I
write
think that's
you. Those
yeah,
they didn't have you in mind when they set those questions up.
yeah. Did you have to do that?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh, okay.
And you
Yeah.
and I spent a lot of time trying to think, now what do they want me to say?
Right.
'Cause I know who Jesus is to me. Now wait a minute, who is Jesus to them? That's why one of my favorite books became White Woman's Christ, Black Woman's Jesus. I was like, yes, they this is how they think about Jesus, and this is how I think about it. It's by Jacqueline Grant. And it's white women,
Jacqueline Grant.
yep, white woman's Christ, black woman's Jesus, Jacqueline Grant. And it's when I was like, yes, I'm a womanist. I'm definitely a womanist. Because she helped me appreciate they talk about Christianity differently.
They do. They really do. And that's what me and my friends have been talking about. It's just so different the how they view and how even how they preach and then if I preach at their church, it's like just amazed, like, wow, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's just so different.
Mhm. You are having an intercultural experience. In
Mm.
what? your brain might think should simply be a cultural experience, but it's not your culture. And so
Right.
keeping before you, it's like the goth atheists. They're not
Right.
quite me. Now I can respect them. I don't have to demonize them. I can figure out how to work with them. But
Right.
I keep myself sane by realizing there's not an equal sign between us. We have a
Mm.
cultural gap. Even though I'm American and Christian and United Methodist and trying to become an elder like all the rest of y'all, we are not the same.
Right.
And since the dominant culture is named normal,
Hmm.
anything that's not that is considered abnormal. And you have
Right.
to keep telling yourself, no, I'm not abnormal. I'm just different from y'all. And y'all
Right.
are different from me. And there's no less than. We're both
Right.
equal, especially in the eyes of God.
Right.
Not in the eyes of this world, but in the eyes of God. Not in the eyes of the church, but in the eyes of
Right.
God. And so
Right.
if you tell you, if you don't, if you walk around acting like you one of them, I'm gonna come hit on a teacup and say, get out, somebody, she's in the sunken place. That's
But
part
yeah, if I ever do,
of
please, because you know.
yeah, I know you in the sunken place.
Mm-mm.
But
No.
that's part of the additional burden that you have. And the truth is, it's also in CPE. As
Right.
as much as we try to
Hmm.
offer what is sort of culturally neutral, there is no such thing.
Mm-mm. No.
So it too is a slight disconnect, and that awareness is so important.
Right. Right.
And I know you could easily have done your CPE training and never have seen a Black woman. You might have
Mm.
encountered people of color for sure,
Right.
maybe, but you did. You started out, with that. But you could have possibly gotten all the way through it and never had a woman educator, let alone
Mm.
a Black woman educator. And it makes a difference.
It does make a difference, and I'm glad that you. I know you're really busy and you weren't planning on doing the summer, but I appreciate you doing it because it means a lot. It really does.
You kind of need somebody from time to time to come alongside you in that context that you're in the United Methodist Church, which is in part of how I grew up, United Methodist, and remind you, no, you're not, excuse my language, no, you're not crazy. This is a
Right.
crazy making system. And it's
Right.
in part, and not you're not being over the top. It's in part because of its patriarchy, its racism, its classism, its sexism, its heterosexism, its misogyny, all the stuff that's in it that's human that God overlooks, looking beyond our faults and keeps seeing our need. Because
Right.
Jesus went to Calvary and we started churches, and the two are not the same.
No.
And we made denominations. And he was like, I just want disciples, but y'all went and made denominations. Nope. But it's what we working with.
Right. It makes sense.
Yeah. And the absence of that grounding from time to time, like I said, it's literally, I mean, it is crazy making. It compromises your sanity because you start saying, is it me? Or you
Right.
just internalize it and don't even
Right.
can't even verbalize it, just going around. And then you wonder, why am I tired? Why am I angry? Why am I depressed? Well, child, life for you ain't been no crystal stairs. That's why.
It certainly has not been. It
Yeah.
certainly has not been. Yeah. Well, at least I'm walking away feeling better.
Well, good. I'm glad with your little skinny desk.
I mean, what? The computer is big as the.
But if you would have had a conference table, I guess you would have written 3 books. My goodness. Given what you did with what you had. Whew. And all I'm getting ready to do is go walk my dog. That's what I'm getting to.
Maybe I need a dog. I don't know.
Oh no, you don't need nothing else right now.
No,
Not now.
I can't have a dog.
You
My
get
my son's afraid of dogs.
okay, good for the sun.
Yeah, he does. He does not. do well with
He does
that.
not care for dogs. What about you?
I have to because I have a lot of white people in my life, and they have dogs on the inside, so I had to get accustomed to it. And so the big dogs come and sit on my lap and lay on my lap. So
Wow. Okay.
I had to adjust to that because
Yeah,
that's my environment, you know.
right.
So,
That's a intercultural thing.
oh,
That
is it?
yeah, you respect that this dog means more family to them and all
Hmm.
sorts of things. And although it's not your experience, you adjust it in order to be a pastoral presence to them.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
good for you.
Well, thank you.
I'm glad you're in the world, Lisa. I am.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you
Same.
for listening.
You are welcome. No charge. And I will see you tomorrow. Will you be there or will you be home?
I stayed an extra day because if I would be on the road tomorrow, it would have would have messed up the class.
It'll be a
So
lot. So
I'm gonna leave on Friday morning.
good. That's good self-care too.
Yeah. So
Good.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
I'll be here tomorrow, Lord's will.
When I grow up, I want to be like you. All right. I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. So